Got any words for us, Dad?
Oh, no wise words of wisdom today, young man.
Hey, everybody. You're watching Cole the Corn Star. If you're even slightly interested in farming, or just want to watch a 21-year-old farmer get some stuff done, you're in the right place. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Just do it right now while you're thinking about it. Be sure to tell me the most interesting thing that you learned down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. In this episode, we get a lot of really cool things done in the shop that have needed to be done for years, and we're finally getting to them. And we're getting that much closer to getting ready for spring work, so we're going to be pulling in equipment and working on all kinds of things. This is an exciting episode. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it. Well, I told you guys the warm-up was coming. As you can see, I'm wearing a short-sleeve shirt. It's very comfortable outside right now, probably about 45 degrees, but the sun's on me. It's very nice. We are in the heated shop today because right now it is seriously a swamp out here. Like, I had ruts on my road that were well over a foot deep. So we've been working in the heated shop. We are almost done with the one 4-wheel drive tractor, and then I've just been cleaning up random things. When springtime comes for field work, I want the shop to be just ready to go. I don't want to have to move anything around. I want it nice and clean. And today makes a good opportunity to do that. It's supposed to be nice in the forecast as far as we can see, so hopefully the snow disappears and it begins to dry out a little bit. The roads are about 100 times better than they were earlier this week. The road grader came through a couple times and mellowed them out a little bit. They were disgusting before. At this rate, in about 2 days, they should be perfectly drivable. The creek did come out of its banks. Where that dirt line is where it got up to. The creek's down here. So, it was pretty full. For the sake of erosion purposes this year, it was kind of nice that the fall time was really wet because not many guys got to do fall tillage. If a lot more guys did fall tillage, there would have been a lot more erosion. So, preventing erosion by not doing fall tillage, good thing. But fall tillage is nice at the same time because it breaks down residue so you can plant in it easier in the springtime. I was walking by the combine and I noticed the door was open, so I looked in here and then I realized we have not cleaned the interior of the combine yet for the year, and it is filthy in here. So we're going to vacuum out the cabin here so it'll be ready to go. The combine mechanic is supposed to come later this week. We're going to work on the combine, so I want him to have a nice and clean cab. Well, combine cab is all clean. This bothers me. So what do we do when stuff bothers us? We fix it. We've got this hoist that we use to lift stuff up with, and this has perfectly good storage space. Now, I originally thought about welding on little stubs here that I can hang things from, but older and much wiser Dad, aka Daddy Cornstar, had a different idea. Dad suggested I just drill through this and then put bolts through. I think that's a great idea, so we're gonna do that. All right, this side's done. I'm gonna go drill the other side now. aren't quite long enough to hold something on super well, so I'm gonna take some scrap metal and weld some 45-degree angles on these. Well, it's not professionally done, but it works. Before, all this stuff sat on the floor and it just took up a lot of space, so this thing sits around 90% of the time, so utilizing it for some storage space was a pretty good idea. Now, what you've all been waiting for, the old Ford pickup.
Hi, I'm Cooper, and this is my truck. I got this truck from my grandpa's girlfriend, and I started working on it. It'll be a year and a half now, a year and a half ago. Add a little bit of rust on the box fender wells here, right here, and then some on the rear here, so we put new box sides on it. The doors had a little rust, got that fixed. It's been completely painted. Our neighbor, he did all the body work. And then a guy in town, he did all the painting. I've done everything besides the painting and most of the body work. I had help with that, but me and my dad and brother, we painted the frame and everything. We tore it down to nothing, sanded everything, and then painted it. Then put new tires on it. These are the rims are 22 by 12.5 with negative 44 offset. The tires are 35s by 12.5, so they're a lot bigger than what they used to be. The rims are RBPs, the tires are Toyos. I put a 4-inch lift kit, Rough Country on it, so I could fit these bigger tires on it. And this is not the Whistling Diesel's truck. This is my truck. I did this myself. His is a 78, I think, so he's got the square lights. These are rounds, so yeah. The motor, it originally had a 351 M big block in it, and then we took that out and put a 400 big block in it, Cleveland. It's got a 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor. We put a new C6 tranny in it. The other one, the bell housing broke, so we put a new one in there. It's got a new radiator. Everything's original, pretty much, except for the motor and all the chrome, basically. The side chrome's original. Axles are the same, didn't do anything there. Put a solid glass window in instead of a slider because it was shot. And I like the solid look better, so I did that. Put new mirrors on it. I had the new exhaust put on it. The fresh mufflers, I think they're 2 1/4 inch pipes. It's got headers on it. On the inside, I put basically all new interior. It's got the stock seat in it. I put aftermarket headliner in it. It's got the speakers in it and everything. New steering wheel. I'm waiting to put the dash back together. I'm waiting on my bezel to get fixed. The lights aren't working, so waiting on that. Put all new dash in it. New doors, new panels on the sides. Put a new radio in it, aftermarket. It's got Bluetooth and all that good stuff. And that's about it.
How long are you wanting to keep the mullet for?
I'm going to keep it for senior pictures and then cut it after. So,
How long will that be?
it's 2 more years. So it'll be like double the length.
What inspired you to get the mullet?
Business in the front, party in the back, so that type of deal.
Today our projects have been, I've been working on one of the 4-wheel drive tractors, servicing it, changing oils, filters, fuel filters, water filters, greasing it, checking it all over. I guess you've been doing some welding jobs here in the shop, and we're just trying to get things ready so we can get the next project in. So today's just been maintenance day. I think the rest of the week we'll probably be trying to pull some equipment out. We got a couple discs we need to go through, and I don't know if we can get the planter out this week or not, but our combine mechanic is planning on coming down maybe towards the end of the week, and we can do some work on the combine. We got a few things we need to get done on it, so it'll be ready for fall. Just a bunch of shop jobs while it's muddy outside.
As a lot of you guys know, I really like to have a clean shop. One thing I've noticed about our shop is if there's a place that's messy, it just gets messier. So if you have a clean spot, it's way less likely to get messy. And the second thing I've noticed is if there's clothes laying around, there's a lot of clothes laying around. I pulled this whole pile of clothes from lawn chairs we had sitting in the back of the shop, or snowmobiles we had sitting in here, four-wheelers, sitting on vehicles, sitting on tractors. Yeah, this is unacceptable. I'm gonna bring all this stuff into the house, wash it, hang it up where it needs to go, fold what needs to be folded. Look how much extra room we're gonna have now. I'm literally gonna load this stuff up in the truck because it would take me about 12 trips if I carried it by hand, bring it up to the house, and start washing stuff. All right, that was all the clothes that were in the shop. And of course it would start snowing as I put them outside, so that way they're gonna be all wet when I carry them in. But that's okay, because they're out of here. At least it's pretty. That's really bright. I just can't get over how nice the storage is on here. Like seriously, no more stuff sitting on the floor? Wow. It's only like 8 o'clock at night right now, and I don't want to go into the house yet, so I'm gonna do a few things here in the shop before I go to bed. There's a few miscellaneous items on the benches that need to be put away. A few more items. Doesn't this just drive a guy a little nuts? Much better. Also better. Wow, clean. I'd say this is a miracle. The shop is finally coming along. It's getting clean. I like this. I like this a lot. What is this? This is a sick joke.
We'll just have the first outlet run down to the second outlet.
Dad and I are looking through our electric inventory because we have one string of conduit here on the ceiling that's needed to be done for a couple years, but we just haven't got to it. With the weather outside the way it is right now, it's the perfect day to get it done. And then the inside of the shop will be done after 8 years of progress. The line we'll be putting in is the one that goes to our ceiling fans. And right now we just kind of have this jumble of wires hanging down, and with the conduit, it'll look just like the rest of these lines. Nice and clean. We're tearing into the fuse box a little bit to make sure our wires are the ones we need. We're not electricians, but we can look at wiring that other people have done of the same thing and figure it out. And we know a little bit, and we have a book that helps us, and we have electrician friends if we really need help. So, saving a lot of dollars, wasting a lot of time. Made a list, forgot it in the truck. Nice. We've got the list. I repeat, we've got the list. Dad just asked if we needed any Teflon tape. I don't know, Dad. Do we?
I think we're getting short on Teflon tape.
Let's look in the Teflon tape drawer real quick. Told you so. I know they say there's no such thing as a dumb question. That was a dumb question.
Alright, our next job is we're going to start putting conduit up on the ceiling. Try to get this stuff done.
Well, we've got a decent chunk done on this conduit. Wiring is one of those things that it looks like it should take about 20 minutes to do a 50-foot section, but in reality it took about 4 hours and we're still not done. We're going to continue tomorrow morning. It's about 8:15 at night. We're going to go and eat some supper, get some rest, and then hit it hard again tomorrow. Yep, pretty sure I could do this blindfolded. And handcuffed. Ooh, Dad's missing a screw, he says.
Oh, the darn thing, I lost it somewhere on the floor or something.
Surprise, surprise. I always knew something was a little wrong with you.
Hey, Cole, you know, on one of your people's comments, they asked, how often did your daddy have to give you a whooping to make you a cool guy like you are today? That's a pretty good question. I actually never even had to give Cole a whooping. Mother did that. I always told Mom sometimes when Cole was being bad, she's like, why don't you ever scold him? Why don't you ever spank him? I always told Mother, I says, why should Cole hate both of us?
There you have it, guys. Parenting advice from Daddy Cornstar. Okay, I just have to wire up that outlet there, then take the wires from that fan to that outlet. And then once that outlet's wired, then we need to measure out the amount of conduit we need to get to here, and then follow that all the way down to the fuse box. We're going to put a light switch over here too, so that way we can turn the fans off and on with a light switch instead of an electric remote. Well, we've been putting in conduit for a while, and we have all the ceiling stuff done. Now we're on the wall. I'm gonna wire in this outlet real quick, and then we'll be able to finish going down to a light switch, and then we'll be able to go across to the fuse box, and then it'll all be done, and then I'll just have to wire up the door buttons back again. I'm gonna reroute the wires from where they were before, and I'll run them so they're concealed, and then this project will be done. So over by the big overhead door, we wired in an outlet that is hot all the time. That way the door opener is plugged into that, because otherwise you'd have to turn the light switch on in order to open the door or shut the big door. So I'm doing the same for this one here. We're right by the little door right now. And then we'll also have a plug in here, so if we want to put a radio or anything up here on the wall, we'll always have juice to it. These three wires here are the ones that run directly to the fans, and then this one here runs hot to the outlets, and then I'll attach the outlet to this, and then I'll attach the other half of the wires that would connect to this, and they'll go all the way to the fuse box. So let's get this done quick. All right, she's all finished up. Now we just got to put the conduit on, wire up the light switch, and then run it over to the fuse box. Working okay?
Yeah, but we could have got smart and just pushed it back this way.
Work harder, not smarter. This is my favorite wrench. This is my favorite screwdriver. This is my favorite pair of pliers. I just love tools. Now there's two reasons why I wanted to get this conduit done. The first one being, look how much nicer that looks. It's clean. I like that. I like clean. Second thing, I wanted this scaffolding out of my way. I'm sick of moving it around and it just becomes a catch-all under it and you kind of just throw clothes over the sides. Yeah, another cleanliness issue. So once we're done, I can tear that down, get it out of here, and then we have so much more room to park stuff. Once again, clean. The cleaner, the better. All you electricians are probably laughing at me right now, but when I don't know how to do something, I just look at something that's the exact same and then I copy it. If it doesn't work, then I just gotta flip a breaker back and try it again. I've never had to try anything again because I always get it right on the first time. Right, Dad?
Correct.
While we were working on conduit, Cooper brought in these two four-wheelers. This is our main farm four-wheeler, and this is Cooper's four-wheeler. He pulled all the tires off this one because they all need to be replaced. Original tires from what I believe is the 1995, so I'd say they had a pretty good life. Cooper needs tubes in his back tires because they keep leaking air and a new chain. He went through this four-wheeler and checked all the fluids, made sure everything was up to spec, and just did an overall analysis of the machine to make sure everything was looking good. He wants to change the oil in his four-wheeler, but he doesn't have an oil filter, so he's waiting on that right now. The chain on the farm four-wheeler here is looking a little so-so. It could probably be replaced. We don't drive this four-wheeler a lot, but we use it to pull a sprayer around and just get from field to field when you need a ride but don't have someone to take you there. This comes in really handy. No door opener? No problem. Oh, wait.
What?
Something's weird here. Whenever I hit the stop button, it doesn't work now. The ups and downs work, but the stop doesn't. Same with on the other one. So, something is goofy. I'm going to call the door company tomorrow because they're closed right now, and we'll see what's going on. Wire cutters are being all sneaky hiding up here. In the meantime, we are going to mount some boards across here for this to screw into, because then we have extension cord reel that we're going to hang up there as well. The reason why we're putting those boards across is there's nothing behind this tin. It would just be tacking into tin, and we want to have a nice solid backing behind it. So we're going to paint those boards quick. After those boards are painted, I'm going to take care of this excess wire, and then this will look a lot cleaner. First coat of paint's on. While that paint's drying, I'm going to clean up the stuff we've been dragging out and the mess we've made, and then bring one of the vehicles up to another shed, and we're going to clear out some room here because tomorrow we want to move the four-wheel drive tractor, hook up to a disc outside, bring that in, and go through that disc and get that ready to go. We'll also just be tacking these boards up there. That'll be a 5-minute job, not a problem. And then I'll be calling the door company to see why our stop button isn't working when I hook both of these up, because it'd be nice to have two openers. Alright, we figured out what we did wrong with the garage door. I wired it in parallel instead of wiring it in series. I've wired it in series before, but not with 4 wires, so I'm going to use my handy dandy Bible to figure out how to do that. This is the handy dandy Bible. We're going to see if we can remember how to read. Well, the Bible didn't really help me out, so I'm going to go to some internet diagrams of wiring in series with 4 wires, and then I'm going to have to do a little bit of trial and error. Story of my life. I just do a lot of trial and error. That's all I do. Works eventually. Looks like it makes perfect sense, right? Gotta get some tools. Oh my goodness, guys, the shop got a huge makeover. Look at this! No more wires hanging down. Conduit! Wow! We now have an outlet between the doors with an extension cord reel. Not 1 door opener, but we have 2 door openers! Not only do we have 2 door openers, we have 2 functional door openers. Wow, it's a beautiful day outside. Oh, what's that, Cole? It's cold in here? Oh, I'll shut the door. Look at this. Gotta hold it because the sunlight's hitting the sensor. We've got some sweet new storage on the hoist. This tractor's ready to go. Tires have been ordered for this. Tires have been ordered for this. We've gotten a lot done here in the past couple days. Unfortunately, today's video is over. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Just do it right now. It's easy. Tell me the most interesting thing that you learned down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week, guys.